And then we have Skull. Now, Skull, I believe, has been produced and published by many at this point. The version that I have is from Space Cowboys, which, I mean, it's a great production. I don't have experience with any other versions, so I don't know if they're better or worse. This version seems great. This is possibly the most minimalistic game in my entire collection, because each player, and it can go up to a good number of players, 6, maybe 7, 6. Each player has 4 coasters, and I'm going to call them coasters, meaning like a drink coaster. I'm going to call them coasters because they are round cardboard pieces of cardboard with art on it. And 3 of those 4 are identical. The 4th one has a skull on the back of its piece, and the front is the same as the others. That's it. You get 4 pieces. You also get a tile, which you're going to play your coasters on. You almost don't even need the tile. So let's just talk about the coasters. So this is a not push your luck. This is a bidding and bluffing game. On your turn, you do one of 2 things. You have your hand of coasters. You know which one is the skull. And you will place one of your coasters face down in front of you, or you will bid a number. And then it goes around and other players can outbid you, and it keeps going until somebody bids a final number. And the number that you're bidding is how many coasters on the table can I flip over before I find a skull. Skull is bad. You don't want to hit a skull because that would make you out. You would lose your bid and you would lose one of your 4 coasters. That would like taking a life away. But if you make your bid, so let's say I bid 5, that means I have to flip 5 coasters around the table and not flip a single skull. Now I have to start with all of mine. So if I have 3 coasters that I've played in front of me, they better be the 3 that are not the skull, because I have to flip all of mine over. And if it's one of those is a skull, then I've immediately lost. I would not want to win that bid if I put the skull on the table in front of me. But what I might want to do is bid and hope that someone else outbids me. And this is the bluffing part, right? Where they think that because I bid, I probably didn't play a skull. But I did. And I want them to flip my tiles when they win the bid, and then they'll hit my skull, and then they're out. That's what you want to have happen. So you're either playing a tile face down, a coaster, or you are bidding. And whoever wins the bid then has to flip all of theirs, and then they can say, okay, your top one. Then they can be like, yep, and now I want your next one from the top, and that one gets flipped. And then I want to go over to this player and say, your top one. You always have to start at the top and work your way down. And it's a little psychological, like, they played their skull on the top last time. I don't think they would have done that a second time in a row. That's the entire game. If you win, if you are the high bidder and you successfully flip the correct number, then you have won the round. And if you win 2 rounds, you win the whole game. So, and that's what I said there's a tile, you play your coasters on top of the tile. That's what that tile's for. Basically, you flip that tile over when you win the first time, and it has like a pretty picture of a flower, I think. And then if you win again and your flower side is already up, now you've won the whole game. And that's it. So you go until someone has won 2 rounds. Otherwise, you keep going round and round until there is a winner, or until everyone has lost so many times that they are out of coasters. Because every time you lose a bid, if you bid and you were the highest bidder, but then you flipped a skull, that means you lost, right? You challenged and you lost the challenge. You have to discard one of your coasters. So you have 4. That means you can lose 4 times and then you are out of the game at that point. Usually somebody wins the correct way before everyone's eliminated, except one player. But that would be the other way you win, is if everyone's eliminated but you. Super simple. This is the very definition of a game that you can bring with you to a pub while you're waiting for drinks, or you have drinks, you're waiting for food. This is so casual audience. And it makes for, at first I think people are a little like, what am I? they gotta go through one round, and then they're like, okay, and they might still be skeptical that there's any meaningful choice. And let's be real, it's a lot of luck. I mean, can you really predict what players are gonna do? Not really, but you can. You have that little psychological, like, you did that twice in a row, what the hell? That's the fun of this game. Because of its simplicity, its elegance, and how much I can get this to the table in mixed audiences at the drop of a hat, gets an 8.5 for me. Really great game. It's not going to be your main game of the night by any means. It is the very definition of a filler, but it's a great one. And so that is Skull.